otherwise stated. Radian is the other one. You want to make sure you are in degree. Always check, especially if someone else touched your calculator. You don't want to take a chance there.
Okay. I got 60.9.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit behind you here because I'm setting this something up here so I can get these all. Tangent, we got over A.
Wait,
I
hold on.
got a different number.
Wait, no, 59.2.
Yes. Yeah. So like most things, always good to do the calculation twice. That problem is not too difficult, I would say. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me give you another one here to think about, look at here. Then we'll move to some more difficult ones. All right, here we go. All right, using the information from the image, what is the angle of elevation? Angle of elevation. So my question to you is,
it'll be cosine.
Before you tell me whether it's sine or cosine, because you are correct. Are we finding x or something else?
We are solving for angle of elevation. Yeah, we're solving for x.
Yes, we are solving for x. Okay. What is the correct trig function user? You mentioned both sine and cosine.
Sine.
I agree. So it's sine of x equals opposite over hypotenuse. What is the opposite in this case?
150.
Anything else?
150 over 360.
So this triangle here is, this length is the whole side here, including both.
Oh, it'll be 168 then.
Over 360.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you say you got a calculator there.
It'll be 27.8.
All right, let me this isn't gonna work the way I'm trying to do it. You said get caught up here. Sine inverse 1 h, and we know that O is okay. You said what did you give me?
27.8.
27.8. And you did 168 over 360. Yes, yep. 27.8 degrees. Good. All right. Now let's just say I wanted this other angle up here. What would that be?
The other angle on the bottom?
Nope, up here at the top, the Y, angle Y.
Going to be the it'll be 360 minus 27.8, right? Or no, 90 minus
90. Why is it 90?
Because that's the amount of degrees in a triangle.
Total is 180, but one of them's already 90, so that you can just ignore that one. So the other two angles have to add up to 90.
Yeah.
Good. And let's say they also wanted this value b down here. How might you find that?
Pythagoras theorem.
Okay, that will work. Could you use sine, cosine, or tangent?
You could.
Yes, and it's up to you. You get to decide. You're the math student. I did hear from a student recently where a teacher said, no, you can't use that. And it's like, no, you can, but maybe, maybe you got a teacher that's okay with that. All right, so this will be our last problem where there is a picture drawn, and then we'll jump to some where you have to try drawing the picture. They're all triangles, but yeah, there's a little bit more challenge there with that. Okay, I want you to solve for both x and y in this picture. X is the hypotenuse, y is the leg of the triangle. And I just want the final answer. So let's wait until at least 6:10 here. So that way you can make sure you give me the full correct answers here, but.
Okay. So it will be
hang on, we gotta wait. You gotta give me a full minute here. Like at least let's get to the next minute here before you give me any answers. I mean, maybe double check, maybe just make sure that they're right. Your quizzes are online from what I've seen tests. So, there's no recourse for a wrong answer, just marked wrong. So I'm trying to get you to slow down the tortoise here.
Okay. Well, I just need to find, at first I just need to find the opposite angle, right?
You've got an angle and you've
Then
got this here. So you can, if you wanted to find X, you would use, one of these three: sine, cosine, and tangent. And if you wanted to find Y, again, you're going to use sine, cosine, or tangent.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
If you have questions, please ask.
So would I do like reverse sine on this or something?
Okay, so which one do you want to find first? Do you want to find X or Y? Let's start with that.
Probably Y.
Okay, so relative to 23, Y is the adjacent and 2500 is the opposite. So which of those three functions are you going to use?
Cosine.
Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse.
Wait, no, tangent.
All right, so tangent of 23 equals opposite over adjacent. What is the opposite? What is the adjacent in this case?
Opposite is 500, and adjacent is Y.
Yes. Now this one's a little different than the last one, right? Like before the variable was inside the tangent, it's not. This is a number.
Would I have to do 500 divided by 23?
The tangent of 23. So there's a little bit of a shortcut here, which is that the diagonal ones can swap positions. So you can put the Y on the top left, tangent of 23 on the bottom here.
Okay, so tangent of 500 divided by the tangent 23.
Yes.
5,889.6.
Okay. What are the units of that answer?
Meters.
Good. So do something similar to find X. Do not use Pythagorean theorem. Use sine, cosine, or tangent for me, please.
Use sine, cosine for which one?
To find X.
Don't
use the Pythagorean theorem. Just use
sine.
Okay, sine works. Go ahead and work that out. It's really similar to this one.
Okay, it will just be 5. It'll be 5,889 divided by the cosine of I know. 15,071.
Nope. Way too big here. Which one did you use? Sine, cosine? What did you use?
Wait, I'm using cosine, right? It'll be 6,397.5.
That is close enough. You generally don't want to use a calculated answer.
Oh, okay.
So it would have been better to do the sine of 23 equals 2500 over X.
Okay.
The issue is that when you use a calculated answer, you have to go out to enough decimal places such that when you use it in the new calculation, you don't lose any precision of your answer. And, it might not mean that much to you now, but if it were something really important, you might not want to be off by over a meter in your case. Could be dangerous, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good job on that. Let's go and look at some problems here. So I think last time I asked you to make a drawing. And again, the reason is if you don't have the right drawing, you have no chance of getting the question right. So I don't want you to solve it. I just want you to draw the triangle. I want you to label where the 2 goes, where the 300 goes, and where the angle of elevation goes. So you're drawing a triangle. Let me know when you've got
I'm drawing
something
a
down.
right triangle. Vertical will be upwards. Horizontal will be hypotenuse.
Go ahead and draw out something on your paper there, and let me know when you're done. I will draw something similar to what you've got here in a moment.
Okay, got it.
All right, so does your triangle look more like this one on the left or this one on the right? Neither.
On the right.
On the right. All right, good. Okay. So here's A, here's B, here's big A, here's big B. Tell me what you labeled in this drawing.
B is 300 feet.
Little b is 300 feet. Okay, I agree.
Yep. Hypotenuse will be 2 miles.
Okay, so I can see why you would. I mean, you're driving now. You drive this way. The horizontal is meant to be the one along the horizon there too, like that. Now, does anything bother you about the way this?
Not the same units.
Yeah, so I don't know why they did that in this problem, but you have to multiply by 5,280. Is the angle of elevation A or B in this problem?
A.
Well, you got to be careful here. This is the depression.
Oh.
And the elevation is this one down here at B, kind of
Okay.
inside. You're like the second student to actually answer this wrong. So I'm almost wondering if I'm asking it inappropriately, meaning that it's like really unclear the way I'm asking it, or it's drawn. But you're interested in finding X down there. We'll just call that X. Okay, will you use sine, cosine, or tangent for that?
Tangent.
Okay. So go ahead and solve that for me, please. Round it to, let's say 2 decimal places this time.
Okay, so it'll be the -11, 60 over under 100. Let's see. Was it tangent of 300 over 11,560?
So just to be clear, you're always taking the tangent of an angle, but it equals the ratio of sides.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't put the tangent in.
No, you do, but I'm really asking you, where does X go in this scenario over here? Does X go in A, B, or C position?
A.
Yes. Okay. So what goes in B and C positions?
300 over 11,560.
Yes. Okay. So we did this earlier. How do you undo tangent to get to the X variable?
You do the opposite tangent.
Inverse tangent or arctangent would be preferred. Opposite tangent could mean something else.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, give me that rounded to 2 decimal places, please.
1.49.
We are off here, and we're off by enough that I'm not sure.
I put inverse tangent over 300 with 300 over 11,560.
Yeah. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just like, this is bothersome here. Okay, so the multiplication is incorrect. That's why. Yeah, just be careful on that. It's 10,560. That's the issue.
10,560.
So it is 1.63 degrees.
1.63. There we go.
Now, conceptually, you're out driving on the road. Think about a 2-mile stretch that you've driven. And what would it be like to go up 300 feet? Does that seem like a lot to go up?
No, not really.
Really? Okay. This is very tiny. Like you wouldn't necessarily notice that you were going up by 1 degree on the road, but you are
Okay.
gradually moving up if you were driving there. Okay,
Okay.
good. Let's look at another problem here. This one's a little bit awkward, especially if you've never flown a kite before. That's why I want to do it with you. I don't know. Are you a kite flyer?
No.
Yeah, me either. But I've seen them at the park. They're kind of fun to watch.
Mhm.
Okay, Luke is flying a kite and realizes 400 feet of string are out. Okay, so here's the
That'll be
scenario.
the hypotenuse.
Exactly. Yeah. The kite here is always at an angle there like that.
Mhm.
So you've correctly answered my first question, which is which one is the hypotenuse? Are we solving for A or B? And
We're solving for A because
a
B
little.
is 50.
So which is 50? Angle A or angle B?
Big B.
Big B is 50. And are we solving for A or B?
B.
B. Okay. So which trig function are you going to use is the question you should be thinking about. Go ahead and work that out on your own and let me know what you
We'd be
come up with.
using cosine, right?
So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Is that what you
Uh-huh.
want to use here?
Wait,
Like
no,
why?
sine actually.
Yes. And the thing is your calculator doesn't know that you've chosen the wrong angle.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Yeah, here's your number.
Okay. I do sine. Sine of um, um 400 over 50.
Just a quick reminder, you're always taking the sine of an angle.
Yeah, there we go. Mm. 0.14. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I like that you said that it's definitely wrong, right? I mean, if it's 400 feet of string out, I mean, that
Yeah, no.
means it's basically on the ground here.
Uh-huh.
What I'm hearing is there's some, it's unclear what's going in here. I keep making this diagram because I'm hoping you will, I'm asking you now what number goes inside here.
50.
50 equals, now this is always
Uh,
a ratio of sides, opposite
4.
over hypotenuse.
Okay. So I think I flipped them by accident.
Yes,
I think it needs to be
yes,
400 over 50. 50 over 400.
yes. So you have to commit to remembering this. Like there's no
Yeah.
margin for error.
It'll be 7.18.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at the side with the variable.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get rid of division by 400?
400 on both sides.
Multiply by 400. So it's 400 sine 50 equals B.
Okay. 400 times 50. 306.4.
Good. All right. All right, let me try to grab a short one here. We are running out of time. All right. go ahead and set up the drawing for this one, please. It is another triangle, right triangle here.
Okay, 90-foot building. Okay, hypotenuse 110, vertical 90. Solve for x. So I can just do Pythagorean theorem for that one, even if I wanted.
Okay, so I've noticed, there's a couple of problems here. The shadow is along the ground.
Oh,
And you did that another problem, something else related to it. I know that we see the shadow, like, but it's only looked, it's called a projection along the ground. All right, so I want you to find angle X for us, please.
angle X.
And that'll do it for us for
That'll
today.
just be the tangent of tangent. So let's see. 90 over 110 equals the sine of something.
You said you're
Right.
using tangent, isn't that right?
Yeah, tangent.
Tangent of what? What goes inside here?
X.
Yes, and it's a ratio of sides. What does tangent stand for?
Opposite over adjacent.
Okay, so what's the opposite?
90 over 110. And
Okay.
I multiply by 110 on both sides, right?
You're trying to get to X this time.
Oh.
So you undo tangent.
So I do the opposite tangent.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the tangent of 90 over 110.
Yes, and just it would help me to remind me on Thursday that there's of this last problem here. There's some confusion there. We can clear that up.
Okay, 39.29.
Good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and